welcome to KristenKellyTV. Today I'm just going to be doing a chit chat video with you guys because I haven't talked to you in a while. So I am still in Massachusetts. I'm still living in a hotel. I just got a facial the other day, so after you get a facial your face kind of like breaks out, so my skin isn't doing that great. And I cut my hair. What do you guys think? So I wanted my roots bleached out, and then I wanted like my hair cut short so I could do like Marilyn Monroe kind of looks and vintage looks. But then when the girl that did my hair was super nice and I really liked her, and I wouldn't say anything bad about her at all, but she wasn't, some hairdressers like won't bleach hair because they're kind of scared about doing it because they're afraid of breakage. So she kind of did like a balayage on my roots. So I'm gonna get my roots done like platinum probably soon. But what do you guys think? I'm still getting used to it. But I have to say I felt very fearless getting my hair cut because I don't know, I've just always loved long hair. Like my mom would always make me get my hair cut, and then as soon as I could like decide that I like wanted my hair not cut like that, I remember being like, I don't want my hair cut, and then my hair just grew and grew and grew, and like my hair was like to my butt forever. And I just always have loved long hair, and whenever I had short hair, it wasn't because like I wanted to have short hair, it was because one time my hair all broke from bleaching. Like they're literally, like this girl that I worked with didn't really speak English that well, and she was like, oh, I was just wondering, is your hair a mullet? And I was like, kill me. So I ended up just like getting my hair cut super short, like it was like 4 inches all the way around. And then once it grew out a little bit, I would put extensions in. So I haven't had my hair this short. I don't think I've ever had my hair actually like this length, and I think when it was probably growing out, I probably didn't even have it like nicely like trimmed like this. It was probably all like scraggly and gross, which that was another reason, is my hair like wasn't that long after I took the extensions out, but it was just like really thin, and I kind of just like wanted something fresh and new. It is getting like a little bit of taking like used to, but I feel like I'm getting there. I didn't style it today, but when I first got it cut, she styled it and it was really cute. And I tried to actually do like a pinup look, and nothing happens like over time. You can't just like master something, but like I did try to do a pinup look. Like I did the curlers like the opposite way or something, so when I took them, it was like one side was really good and one side was really not good. But yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been like posting that much. I've been really depressed, like super depressed. Like I came to Massachusetts thinking that I was going to have all this family time and I was going to have such a good summer and see, my family and see all of my friends and, like really have a good time. And then I came here and immediately, just like was having issues with my sibling, and then immediately was having issues with my mother, and then just really like toxic. And like I did see my dad the other day. We went to a movie, and it was really fun, and I loved my dad, and I loved seeing my dad, and that was nice. And yeah, I don't know, it's just I've been depressed, and I mean it's like it's okay not to be okay all the time, like sometimes depressing things happen, and that's okay. You can be depressed. You don't have to be, like smiles and sunshine all the time, like, and it's good to allow yourself to like decompress, when stuff happens. And especially like I feel like with me, like I do suffer from depression, and depression does run in my family, and I have, like I definitely sometimes just go through like, spurts of or times when, it's really hard to get out of bed, and it's really hard to see past, like what's going on at this moment. Like I know in a few months I will be back in California, and I'll be going to esthetician school, and I'll be on the road to like opening my own spa and having my own skincare line. Or in a few months, maybe I'll have a place, you know, in New England, or maybe in a few months I'll be living in a different country. I don't know. But like, I know that where I'm at is temporary, but it's very hard sometimes to, you know, just get yourself out of bed and just be like, you know, everything's going to be okay. So I always like to have fun things set up for myself. Like I always like to have like, okay, you know, like if you can accomplish these things, then you can like buy this new dress, or if you can do this, then you can do that. And I always like to have like fun things set up. So like on Monday I'm going to Six Flags, and normally like going on a day trip like that would make me really happy, and I would be excited. I'd be like, oh, I'm so excited for this. But I'm like not. I'm like finding that I'm not as happy as I should be. So I'm just like trying to be grateful right now. I mean, even though like I'm living in a hotel, it's a really nice hotel. So I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head, even though, you know, like I thought that I was going to come here and I was going to be living in like a house, you know, and it definitely is depressing that, you know, I have all these issues with my family, because, you know, who wants to have like bad blood? You know, I feel like we all want, you know, this perfect family, and I know for me I always did, and I never had it, and sometimes you just have to be okay with that. And I think for me, I lie to myself a lot. Like my whole life I would lie to myself and think that my family was almost better than they were. You know, like I remember in college I would come home, you know, for breaks, and I was always just mistreated, and I was never, it's just, I mean, it's hard to talk about, but I was never, I don't know, it was just never like good experiences. And then I would go back to college, and my roommates would all be like, oh my God, so like my family did this, my family did that, and, you know, my parents got me this for Christmas, and, you know, we went on this, you know, family thing, and we did that, and we did this. And I would, you know, like make up stuff. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, like, you know, like, oh, yeah, like me and my mom did this, and, you know, like, oh, we had this huge tree, and, you know, and when in all reality it was like my parents could have cared less that I was even there. And, you know, I mean, it's like a struggle for me to get my parents to say I love you. So I think that with me, I always in my mind think that like when I come here things will be different, and then they aren't. And my parents are just, you know, they've always really loved my brothers, and my dad and I have always been close. But, you know, it's like with my mom, my brothers, you know, could kill people, and they would be angels to her. And if I make the smallest mistake, it's like over the top, like I'm, you know, like the most evil person. And my mom like really doesn't let things go, to the point when I was like 5 years old, and I'm not joking, like 5 years old, we went on a trip, and I don't remember this at all, but I like went up to my mom and I was like, Mommy, can I wear your gold bracelet on the trip? And she was like, no. And then we went on the trip, and then we came back and the gold bracelet was gone. And my mom's like, well, you know, you clearly took my gold bracelet. I was 5 years old, so we're talking that was 20 plus some years ago. And my mom to this day will be like, if I ask her if I could borrow something, like if I asked her if I could borrow a piece of jewelry, she'd be like, well, you remember when you lost my gold bracelet? And when I was really young, I mean, I was so young, I don't remember. My parents like had a camera, and they brought the camera, I guess, to the beach, and I got sand in it. I don't remember this like in the slightest. I mean, I probably was like 3 years old. And because of that happening, like my parents wouldn't let me use like any camera equipment after that. Like when I was in my senior year, of high school, my parents had this really nice camera, and I wanted to take it to school. And my mother kind of like laughed when I asked her for the camera. She was like, "Oh, you think I'm gonna let you use the camera after what you did at the beach?" So, but like my brothers literally could have, like, they could do anything. I mean, like anything under the sun, and my parents just completely forgive them. But with me, I've always been held to this like really crazy standard, and just like, you know, it's not a pleasant situation. So I'm here for a few more months until my school starts back in California. And then the place that I'm going to be living in is really, really nice townhouses. But there's a certain one that I really want. I want like the largest one with the most upgrades, and I want a garage attached. It's like a really nice, but there's only 26 of those particular units. So I'm still like waiting on that. But hopefully like the stars align and I get that particular place. But I'm just trying to like keep my energy up, and I'm just trying to like I still haven't seen a bunch of friends from high school. I've just been really depressed, you know. It's like it's hard for me sometimes because I'll sleep all day and then I won't get anything done, and then I'll end up on this cycle of like right now it's like 5 a.m. and I'm wide awake, and then like when I do fall asleep, you know, so it's like I get in this like depressed cycle. So I've just been trying to have like a good time, but then a lot of that has to do with drinking, because it's like I don't have a purpose here, you know, like I'm not working here, I'm just like living. So that kind of makes me like be like, oh well, let's go out and drink, and then I drink, and then I hate myself, and then I feel fat, and then I don't want to do anything because I'm hungover. So it's like this very vicious cycle. But hopefully, you know, like this will be over soon, and hopefully I can like move on with my life. I don't know, it's just difficult when you're in it, you know, to like see really what's going on. But still, like I'm always like trying to remind myself of like stuff I'm grateful for. Like I'm grateful for you guys, I'm grateful for my dogs, I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. Yeah, and then just also like people online like saying, first of all, like some stuff that was completely made up about me, like trying to expose me, and then this one online thing was like where are they now? KristenKelly lost everything and is living in a hotel. Like, my ex-boyfriend didn't pay for anything. Like, he didn't pay my rent. He didn't pay my bills. Like, we split everything. So it wasn't, like, us breaking up. Like, I lost everything. Like, I came here to see my family before I started school. It had nothing to do with my ex. And that kind of bothered me. It's like, I'm an independent woman. Like, he never was, like, taking care of me. Like, you know, we broke up, and then it just was, I was like, you know what, I'll go visit my family. And then like me, you know, delusional, I'm thinking like, oh, it'll be great. But yeah, all right, I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye. I don't need you, and you should know that.